So far, everything is good. Any issues you guys are facing? Ticket? Huh? Yeah, you can decide. Second week, I told you, right? You guys decide where we can go. I can pay ground cost and all, whatever is required. So plan. So we can create a group better. Cricket group, so I can add morning batch. Many people are there, yeah. Morning, afternoon, evening batch. More two teams are like. So easily more than 50 people will come. But I don't know how many of you interested in that. Here, how many of you interested? Raise your hand. Almost all. Oh, nice. Then we have to book 2 days, I think. Saturday, Sunday. Hmm? But Saturday, Sunday schedule is very busy. The grounds are not available, right? Huh? Location, uh, I inform actually data science Omkar also. Ask your people also, we can come and play like that. We'll see. If they're interested also, we can plan like that. Like that we can plan. Yes, don't come for anywhere, for cricket. Don't book tickets for UP. At morning to evening west 2 people. Sir, please inform me 1 week book. I need a ticket. I need to book a tickets from UP. For cricket, Attapur Vijay Anand, you can check. Okay. Bihar also you can plan. Okay, nice. Okay, we can see. Nearby you can select. First, give the preference nearby. Yeah. So guys, okay, let's get started then. So you guys can plan, guys. I'll confirm the dates. Okay, but definitely we can plan weekends only. Weekdays not possible, right? I'm also busy. You guys also busy. I think it's not a weekdays. I don't think so. Okay, let me create quickly Docker. So far Docker is clear, right? If Docker file concept, if you clear, leave the Docker concept. Enter remaining concepts in the Docker. Main important thing is write a Docker file, create a image, push image. That's it. Docker job is. Even now, Kubernetes using own Docker platform also. We'll discuss in the coming classes. Let me share my screen now. मैडम మీకు బ్యాడ్మింటన్ ఓకేనా లూడోనా hey you know World Cup winners guys cricket you guys are saying in Ludo World Cup championships world champions women's World Cup won right. Okay, launch server. Okay, let me modify the SG rule and then install the Docker and we can start. In today concept, first we can understand what is CMD and entry point difference. Okay, we can use entry point also, or we can use CMD also. Let's connect a server. Okay, m install git-y. Okay, we can plan later. Let me install first Docker. Okay, so let's get start the Docker systemctl start Docker. Yeah, systemctl start Docker. Okay, so Docker version. Yeah, all good. So in today concept, first we can start difference between CMD and entry point. Okay. So entry point also we can use, right? We have a two instructions to run inside the container. So one is entry point. Entry point is one of the instruction and CMD is the one of the instructions. So both instructions works only Docker runtime only. Understand, not Docker build time. Both instructions execute at the time of Docker run only. Okay. So these two commands executed inside the container. So these two commands, first common things. For example, guys, my instruction is Python 3 app.py. This is my instruction for needs to be run inside the Docker. This is my instruction, for example. Inside Docker, I mean Python application I want to run with this instruction. Clear na? With this instruction, my Python application I need to be executed. In this case, in this case, yeah, in this case, so I can use entry point. I can use CMD also. Coming to the entry point, Python 3 app.py. Python 3 app.py. If I give like this and same instruction from the CMD, CMD also same instructions are given, right? Okay. Both works as expected inside the container. This is fine, no issues. But the problem is, you tell me your end app.py is, you have done some modification, guys. Let's understand. So inside your repository, inside home directory, inside app.py is there, requirements.txt is there. For example, your end, this is the source code. Everything is there. Now app.py, let's understand. I'm saying just for understanding purpose only. This is maybe changed. Now your application file name is changed to app1.py. Clear na? Let's imagine. Your Docker file already built. Docker file already built app.py. Clear na? So image already built app.py. Clear? Now tell me, if my CMD instruction inside, okay, let me take this like this. My image created. Now Docker runtime, Docker run -dt. Can I give here Python 3 app1.py? Will it take app1.py or not? Think and tell me. So in that case, what you're trying to say, CMD instruction is fixed and fixed? Huh? CMD instruction is fixed? If it is a fixed, how CMD will be override, given command? So if you take Ubuntu, CMD is what? Bin bash. If you develop from the bin bash something, if you run app.py, this will be override by CMD, right? Clear or not? If this is fixed, then all Docker images are fixed CMD only. How you can run your process? Clear na? So CMD process is what always? CMD process is not fixed instruction. The argument is change. We can change. It's an argument is a variable. We can change anytime or runtime also, right? It will override giving argument with existing argument. Clear or not? Overridden by new argument at the time of Docker run. Clear na? Clear? Okay. So here you have to pass, entire argument will be overridden. Understand? Now tell me guys, only if I give app1.py, this Docker run will work or not? What will happen? app1.py complete, this will replace with app.py or enter instruction? Enter instruction, guys. How system can understand Python 3 is a key name value is this one, right? Here, whatever CMD instruction is there, that will be override given by your instruction. So in this case, for example, CMD inside bin bash is there. You are giving Python 3 app.py. Python 3 app.py completely override by bin bash or only bash? Complete bin bash, right or not? CMD inside instruction completely overridden by given argument at the time of run. Clear now? Now in this case, if I want to run my Docker container with app1.py code, not app.py code, what should I run here? Python 3 app1.py, right? Now this entire argument will replace inside this argument at the time of Docker run. Clear na? Now your app1.py will work or not? Yes. So CMD always override. Coming to the entry point, guys. Coming to entry point. It's a fixed entry. We cannot override this argument by running a Docker runtime. I can add here better. So once you build a image, anyway, this image will not build CMD entry point instruction. This image is already whatever instructions you have given except CMD entry point, it will be built. And next, when you run a Docker run -dt, if you give Python 3 app1.py, it will not work. This will append. This will append, not override. So in this case, how it will work here? Python 3 app.py plus Python 3 app1.py. This will append, not override. Clear na entry point is? So guys, now this process, can I use combination of CMD and entry point in your application? Which one is fixed, guys, in your code, in your argument? Python 3 app.py, which argument is fixed here? Can I add Python 3 into entry point inside? Always fixed argument, right? So can I add here? So entry point inside Python 3 CMD inside app.py. Clear na? So now it will execute Python 3 app.py. Combination of entry point and CMD. Now, can I run app1.py? Docker run -dt. Always Python 3 will print or not here? Because of entry point, Python 3 will update. Next is what? You no need to mention here. If you give app1.py, what is the meaning here? Which one will be replaced here? This app.cmd instruction only replace. This will replace app1.py. Clear na? So app2.py, app3.py, you can run any file by using this image artifact. Understand? Why I'm using this image artifact, requirement.txt, dependencies, everything already created as image. Just you can give a source code and run the package. That's it. Clear na? If you use only CMD, you have to mention entire command. Right or not? So for example, if I use CMD inside Python 3 app.py. Guys, if I want to run a different file while running a Docker run command, so what I need to mention here? Enter I need to mention, right? Python 3 app1.py. Why? Even argument, whatever argument you are giving a Docker runtime, entire argument will be replaced with Docker run -dt. Not only single argument, entire argument will be replaced. Why? Python 3 is not there in the entry point inside, right? So you have to explicitly mention now Python 3 app1.py. Clear na? If everything is an entry point inside, we can't do anything. It's a fixed one only. No one can use your even Docker image also. They can use only for app.py. Their application is different also, we cannot use. Clear na? That's what. If you can open Docker Hub account, there is multiple images are there, right? MySQL, Jenkins, Python, Java. Which instruction they use? CMD. Why? We can reuse for different purpose, right? That CMD we can change. If they use entry point, those images are not useful for us. Clear or not? Yeah, I'll show now. Wait. Clear na till here, everyone? Okay. port numbers also we can, many things are there. There is an example somewhere I have mentioned that we can easily understand. Let's check now. Yeah. Many Docker files are there, guys. You need to practice only. CMD versus entry point. So CMD is instruction Docker file specify the command will run by default when container is started. Correct or not? By default, CMD inside instruction will be start at the time of Docker run. It can be overridden with command line argument during the Docker run command. Clear or not what we discussed so far now? So while Docker runtime, whatever instruction you are giving, that will be overridden by the argument inside the CMD. Clear till here now? Let me take a different example. Yeah. You just ignore this. Okay, yes. So now you can see I'm taking what here? Ubuntu, Echo, Hello World, right? Let's see here. Copy. So I'm creating a directory mkdir cmd cd. Inside I'm creating a Docker file. So here you can see copy from Ubuntu latest. From Ubuntu latest, if you run, which CMD will come? Bin bash. That bin bash CMD you are overridden by echo hello world, right or not? Again, echo hello world you are going to overridden by runtime something different. Clear now? You have to build image guys first. Docker build -t cmd. Docker image. So this is CMD, right? Guys, Docker run CMD. If you give which argument will work? I'm not mentioning any argument. Just Docker run CMD only. Hello. You have given Docker file inside CMD or not? If Docker file inside, if you not give a CMD, it will work bin bash. Your CMD will override by bin bash. Now which CMD will work? Docker file inside CMD is what? Hello world. Inside the container activity I'm showing here. What exactly happened? I'm not mentioning -dt or -it to show interactive here. Okay. So this Docker container output is what? Hello world, and it will go for exited state, right or not? Now tell me Docker run command. So echo hello world, right? If I give hi, it will work or not? How it will work? Now what is the meaning of hi? Okay, let me take example again. You can see here. Yeah, you can see here. This is the command I have executed, right? Docker file. Now, while running time, what I'm giving here? Docker run -dt image name. So -dt is not required. Just I'm checking here. Image. What I'm giving here? Instruction is what? Hi. Now tell me this hi instruction will go to where exactly? Fully replaced or not? CMD hi means what? No meaning, right? So in that case, what you need to mention? Echo is mandatory. Why? CMD inside entire command will be overridden. That's what we discuss right here. See, every time you need to run Python 3, Python 3, Python 3. Why? This entire command will be overridden. Now only give hi. System cannot understand hi means what? Echo hi means give echo also. Entire command will be overridden, right? Now you can run. Now echo plus hi. Clear na? How it works now? CMD inside instruction, entire command will be overridden if you give any argument. Inside CMD everything, right? Yeah, correct. We have to pass two arguments as CMD inside, everything will be overridden. Guys, for example, I want to run only like this, but it should give high also response. It should give high response is my requirement. How to prepare a Docker file? Entry point inside echo and argument into CMD inside. Clear now? That's what I discussed. Yes, you can understand now clearly the concept of entry point and CMD. Hmm. Clear now, guys? So now you can see. For example, let's take this now. Copy. mkdir entry point enp cd enp va docker file echo hello. I'm giving inside entry point, not CMD. Okay. Now you can see here. When you run here, you will get response only hello. If you pass any argument, run my image, hello all. Now you can see here. First build docker build hyphen t enp. Oh, enp docker images. Docker run. Now if you give enp, it will print only hello only. Now if you give docker run hi for example, okay. Huh? See appending or not? Now if you can run. So entry point inside, we are not supposed to pass any argument while running time. That will be append, not replace. Image and argument. See, hello check. Clear na? For example, now I want to make it both are into in proper way. Can I create enp inside echo? So like this, not like this. See this one. Entry point inside echo, CMD inside message. Let's take this, copy, VA Docker file. Now it will give okay. Wait, some internet issue. Ah, yeah, correct. You are right. VA Docker file. Edit. Okay, yes, let's build now. Docker build -t cmd enp. Docker images. Okay. Now Docker run cmd enp image with which argument? I'm normally running. Which message it will give? No, no, no. Wrong image. Default message. Clear na? Now runtime. Can I give only high? It will give high. Why? Entry point inside echo already fixed argument. Only cmd argument is changing. Clear na? So we can use like this. That's what you can see here. Cloud Tech DevOps. If you can go to and Python Flask. Clear na now? Entry point I have given. Python inside cmd I have given app.py. Your end, for example, any .py code is there na in your home directory inside. You can run that app.py, app1.py. Any separate code you can run. Understand? Hmm. Otherwise, you can give cmd. If you give cmd na, enter argument you have to mention every time. When if you change any code or port number and all. So we can take now ChatGPT help also. Now you can see entry point and CMD differences. We can take Python help better. Python app port and all. So that can I say CMD will give the default argument entry point? This point is correct or not? CMD will give the argument to entry point, right? So you can see here. Now CMD, you can ignore this. CMD app.py is the argument, right? Giving to where? Python 3 entry point, right or not? That's what the meaning is. See, provides default argument to entry point. If entry point is not there, CMD itself can define Python 3 app.py. Clear now? Now you can see here. Now, see, combination is very good here. Clear na? Entry point is what? App.py is fixed. Port number, if you want to change, CMD inside, it has to run 80001 port number. Runtime we can mention or not? 80001. That's it. See Python app.py, give the hyphen port, give the name. So my app is what here? Image name. Yeah. Always recommended pattern is like this only. You can use this one as an example. This example is good. Hmm. If you want to override entry point, then you have to override also. But always we can use CMD only as a argument. You can try this example. Just port number only we can give, right? So example 2. You can use this. Command argument, main process container, fully overridden, only argument can be overridden. Flexible, mandatory execution. Mandatory execution means Python is mandatory, right? Yeah. See, file port number will change, but Python OS will not change, right? That's what fixed entry point. Port number maybe today's different port, maybe tomorrow we can change the port number, maybe, but OS will not change, right? That's what the intention is. Clear, everyone? No? CMD versus entry point. Please give response. And npm start is there. Node.js process, right? npm can I mention an entry point inside? Start, stop, delete. Can I add into the CMD inside instruction? Yeah, like that. Just understanding. Nice. Okay. So this is Dockerfile instructions. Total how many instructions we discuss? From, copy, work dir, and add, CMD, entry point, environment, expose. Expose just show the which port is enabled for your application only. It will not enable any port forward. Environment means who is preparing this Docker file environment. We can see that's it. This 10 instructions enough for the Docker file. Clear now? So notes inside everything is updated. I'll share the notes to you today. You can go through it. Any confusion still? Sir, this instruction is creating a confusion to me. Do not hesitate. Please, you can ask. Yeah, correct. Very good. Ashish. Guys, in interview, there are chances to ask this question. No doubt. I will ask this question. I'm asking these questions continuously, actually. How you can ensure your size optimization inside the Docker image, and any optimization techniques you use to reduce the image size. This is important. Simply say multi-stage means we can take example and explain. Understand? Multi-stage. So practical also we proved yesterday, right? The size minimum 4-5 times difference is there. So Docker concept, why they are focusing on the main size reduction? Docker containerization platform, the main motto is to reduce the size, right? To increase the many, to create a many containers. Tomorrow I'll explain Docker Compose. Okay. So today, Docker networking we can start. Yes, one more time I'm saying this Docker networking I'm going to discuss now, but we are not using anywhere. The main reason we are focusing on Kubernetes networking, not Docker network. Docker only we can use real time. Most of the companies using Kubernetes only. Docker Swarm is there. It's a deprecated already. Before Docker also giving a orchestration platform like a Kubernetes, but that is not create any impact like a Kubernetes. We have many challenges in terms of auto scaling activities in the background and all. So it's not fully orchestration tool, Docker Swarm. That's what no one is using Docker Swarm. Most of the team people are using Kubernetes and then OpenShift only, or cloud manager Kubernetes. This is a major things in the real time. 99.99% are using. In this case, Kubernetes input is just image only. That image you can build from the Docker file. Understand? So Docker concentration is only container behavior, how to check the logs, Docker logs container ID, and how to log in, how to troubleshoot, CMD entry point, the behavior of the container runtime, how to write a Docker file, understanding of Docker images and containers. Enough for the Docker point of view. This networking, volume, we no need to much focus as we are not using anywhere. But anyway, as per the syllabus I need to discuss, I'm discussing. Okay. So Docker networking, we have a three types, guys. Host, none, bridge. Let me explain. So CMD entry point clear, right? You can see here, these are the three network types in Docker. One is bridge, none, host. So default container is default container. If I'm not mention any network, the container use bridge network as a default. If you need a none or host network, explicitly we have to mention while running a runtime as a container, right? While runtime. If you not mention any argument for the hyphen network, that works like a bridge network. Clear na? So if you go and check here, Docker network ls, I can see total three type of networks. Docker network ls, it will show even Docker container ls also, it will show container list. Docker ps also fine. Docker container ls also fine. Understand? Docker network ls, it will show all the containers information. Sorry, network information. It's a bridge, host, none. Clear na guys? Okay, let's do the practical first. And coming to the bridge network, you can see. So I can deploy many containers inside the Docker host. As now we are following many containers we are creating inside the EC2 instance, right? So the bridge network create a multiple containers, but it will all the containers sharing the one host gateway. Like you can understand this is subnet sharing the one gateway panel, right? Internet gateway. So here also Docker inside one host will create. This host act as a bridge for communication of containers. When Docker runtime-p port forward, localhost port number, target port number we are giving, right? Localhost port number request will come through localhost to this Docker host. This Docker host redirecting into as per the container port. Clear na? This is the process will work. Okay, so I'll show you practically, guys. Now, what we can do, we can deploy a sample. I'm going to run a two containers. First, I'm creating a one container. So, guys, container name, if you want to give, you can give hyphen name. Let's go and check here. Now, what is the meaning of this command? Docker run -dt, create a container. From where? Ubuntu image. So, container name is what? Container one. So, for example, guys, so for example, now Ubuntu image is not there, for example. What will happen? It will pull the Ubuntu image and run a container. This command. So now if you can give, both commands are same or not now? Then difference is what? Here default container name will create. There custom whatever container you have given that will create. Clear the difference is? Now check the Docker images. Ubuntu already cloned or not now? Yes. Now Docker PS. See, container one is running or not? Okay, let me run one more container. Container 2. Now if I check Docker PS, how many containers? 2 containers. 3 seconds ago, 48 seconds ago. Container 1, container 2. Guys, now tell me, these 2 containers running on which network Docker inside? Bridge network. By default, network is a bridge network. Clear na guys? Bridge network, all containers will be communicated. So VPC inside all servers will be communicated or not? Same. Here also, bridge network inside all containers will be communicated by default. Okay. Let's see now. We can log in a container, Docker exec -it. I'm going to, okay, even we can check like this also. Docker inspect container ID. It will give which information? Container information. Inspect image will show image information. Here also it will, you can see container CMD, which process is running inside CMD also. Container side also, you can see which process is running container inside bin bash. Now see here, this is the important part. Network, which network it is? By default created. Now you can see gateway. Gateway is a common one here. This is the gateway. Clear na? 172.0.1. Clear na? Gateway. Now container IP is what? 172.17.0.2. Clear na? Guys, tell me now, if I run inspect command for second container, what will be the IP? Now, gateway ID common or not? See the difference? Here also gateway ID common, but container IP is 3. If you run one more container, 4 will come. 5, 6, 7. Like this. Gateway ID is common. Number of container allocating a number of IPs. Clear na now? Now, whenever you can run Docker and -dt -p, for example, 8180. 81 request localhost to 81 to Docker host. I mean gateway ID. Gateway ID to 80. Understand? Let me take here screenshot. So can I say this is server now? Server inside. Server inside we have a subnet. Subnet inside we have a VPC. Clear na guys? VPC. So subnet. And now server. Clear na guys? So now if any end user request, first hit to VPC internet gateway to through route table to subnet to instance public IP, instance public IP here. While running this container, what I have given, Docker run -dt -p 8180. The meaning of this container 1, I'm saying this listen on 81 port for the local host is the meaning. Can I create one more container same port? No, that's what the point is here. Second container 82. Can I say this is 80? Here 80 only, but listen and wait. This is important. 81 listen. Here also 80, but listen. No, except 81 anything, right? 82. Clear na? Like this I'm saying. So now whenever request will come, localhost IP is what now? Localhost port is what now? 81 I have given, right? So this container says that if request is come through 81 port, send it to me. Is the meaning, right? So if the request is coming through 81 port, now first request will go to Docker gateway. Now gateway inside this this is mapped with 81, right? 80, right? It will go like this. Clear na? If you map 82, request will go to here. If you map 83, request will go to here. Like this, bridge network will work. We no need to anything. It's a background process and all. Bridge network also automatically created. You no need to anything. If you want, we can create also. I will show that one also. Okay. Clear until here? Now let's log in any one of the container. Docker exec -it container1 bin bash. You can give container name also, guys, or container ID also. Clear na? Now you are inside a container 1. Can I ping container 2? Container 2 IP is what? This one only, right? Now both are communicating or not? Both are communicating or not? All are sharing same network, bridge network, right? Ping command not found. Huh? Any ping utilities to install? Oh. This is lightweight, right? That's what all dependencies are missing. If required, only you can install. But a ping command by default work in EC2 instance, right? That's what's more weight. Getting response or not? So same thing will happen from the 2 to 1 also, right? Container 1 is connecting to container 2. Container 2 also connect to container 1. All are interconnecting or not now? Yeah. So by default works bridge network only. Okay. In Docker process background. So let's go to now host type. So host type, guys, here you can see Docker run -dt hyphen network host Nginx. What is the meaning of this? Okay. Explicitly, I'm saying here, pull the Nginx image first if image is not exist and run the image. But this container should share which network? Host. If you not mention this, which network it will use? Bridge. If you not mention hyphen name, which name it will take? Default. Understand? So until you explicitly mention, it will take default activities. But clearly I'm mentioning here, take host network only. Definitely this is not sharing a bridge network now, right or not? Container Nginx run on which port, guys? 80, right? See what here observations are what here. I haven't mentioned any port forward. Still it is working, right? Why? Host network means Docker running and where? EC2. Host is what? EC2, right? Use the EC2 network. That's it. Host network means you can use EC2 instance network. EC2 instance network means what? This is running on 80, right? Directly you can allow for the instance network only. You no need to port forward 81 to 80, 82 to 80. Directly you can allow for default port on 80. So default port means again port forward is not required for 81, 82 and 83. Directly when you hit public IP, this will run an 80 port only, right? HTTP 80, it is working. Is it possible to run multiple containers now on 80? No. Host network 80 already blocked, right? Now not possible. Can I run Jenkins? Yes, Jenkins port is different, right? You can run. Can I run multiple Nginx containers? Can I run multiple Nginx containers if it is network is bridge? Clear na? The difference is we cannot run multiple Nginx containers if the network is host. Yes. Now I can log in and check Docker PS, Docker exec-it. Again, internet connection disconnected. This is default name allocated as I'm not mentioned anything. Here. Clear na guys? Now Nginx container inside you are. Clear na? Now you can check here. Ping. Okay, no need to log in anyway. Just go here. So Docker inspect. Container ID, right? Now you can see gateway ID is 0. IP address container is 0. It is using which network? Host network. Host network means completely container network is 0. Using for completely EC2 network. Clear na? So Docker network host, also known as a Docker host networking mode, which Docker container shares the network namespace with the host mission. Host mission is EC2 instance. The application inside container can be accessed using port at the host IP address. Clear na? Directly. See, you can see Docker host network mode allows container to share network stack of the Docker host. This means the Docker container will use the host IP address and it will not have any separate network namespace. When you run a container host network mode, directly bind on host network. Key features are what here? Simplify the networking configurations. No need to map port, right? And reduce the complexity of scenario where my port needed to expose where dynamic ports assignments. Yeah. But we are not using as 100% I can say that. Docker networking. Earlier concept this and all. Next is what? None. Let's take an example. None. You can run directly here. Okay. Let's go to none now. So just give an example, none, like this. Clear na? Hmm. So guys, this is small n. Container 4 already there. So let's change the document also. This is small n. Clear na? Now Docker inspect. So Docker inspect container ID. Which network is using? None means completely this container is isolated from everywhere. Even host also not work, bridge also not work. Completely isolated. Clear na? So if you want to give access to this network, again, we have to create a one network. We have to write a rules like a bash and host process rules are there na? Like this, we have to write. So by default, we are using bridge network, no doubt on this. And this is the main concept. Bridge can communicate all containers. By default, network is bridge. Host, no network, directly bind on host network, EC2 network. None, completely no network, completely isolated. Three area, three. No categories. We can create our own bridge network also. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Harshit Kumar. We can customize if you want to communicate this network with this network and all. So we can create our own bridge network also. Docker network command is what? Docker network create, give the network name. Now how to check the network? Docker network ls. How many networks are there now? 4. 2 bridge networks, 1 host and 1 null. We cannot create hyphen network host. Okay, we can create only bridge network only anyway. Okay, so now tell me guys, this bridge network inside I deployed one container by giving a hyphen network test. Clear now? Well, and okay, let me deploy docker run -dt -network test and Ubuntu. Docker ps, see 4 seconds ago, right? Now tell me guys, if I run docker inspect default bridge network gateway ID and custom bridge network gateway ID, both same or different? Different or not? So now tell me, bridge network container can communicate to custom bridge network inside container? Huh? This gateway ID is 172.17.01. Now what I'm asking, if you create a one container, a different network 18, not 17, right? Tell me, these two containers will communicate or not? My question is, this will possible. This will possible. I'm asking here to here. No, why? Gateway IDs are different. So why gateway ID is different? Networks are different. Clear na? This is what. So any questions from anyone? Okay, so guys, our full stack Node.js, I think Spring Boot you guys are deployed, right? I'll show tomorrow again through Docker Compose. And meanwhile, we already deployed one full stack 3-tier project, right? Node.js. Can you deploy through Docker today? You have to write a backend Docker file, front end Docker file. Run 2 images, create 2 containers. Give container 1 inside, container 2 information. That's it. Clear now? Let me show you. So this is backend, right? Backend inside already Dockerfile is there. So this Dockerfile steps, if you can see, are you able to understand these and all? VS Code. Hmm. See here, first is what? Taking a node. You have installed Node.js, right? First step. Next is what? Setting a work directory. Next is what? Copy package.json into package. Okay. These two I'm going to copy into app directory inside. Understand? Next is what? Install dependencies. Next is what? PM2. To start PM2 required, right? These and all run instructions, local installing, right? PM2. And next is what? Copy rest of the application. Why can I copy enter here only? Yes. But if you copy rest of the application, many dependencies will be installed. First, I want to install package.json inside whatever I have added those dependencies only. But if you add a code, many files are there now. System by default able to understand many dependencies that will result to increase the size of the image. So that's what we are doing like this. Next is what? 3080. This is not enable any ports, just information. Okay. Next is what? This is main process, right? Backend. How you start the backend process? PM to start Node.js backend application name. This process now run inside container. Clear na? Control A, Control C. Edit. So many tabs, if you open now, it will not allow. So close it. Yeah. So guys, important thing is what here? This copy dot is there now, which includes .env file also. Your backend code inside .env file is there now. So before run this, what you need to do? .env inside, add the credentials of DB host, username, password. Then deploy this backend code. Understand? And then deploy backend Docker file. Now .env, it will call now copy dot includes, which includes code also, right? This will try to connect the database, but database will throw an error. This credentials not exist, right? Anyway, Docker build. So backend dot. Yeah, why? I need to clone it, right? So we already discussed this process and directly inside the server. Now we are going to convert into microservices process and containerization process. Before we did this is in virtualization concept. Now we are moving into containerization platform. CD backend. Now you can run here Docker file. So Docker file already there right here. Docker build -t backend dot. So first create RDS and update the RDS details into .env file inside. Then you can run this. So after that, backend database will communicate how to test. You can run the curl commands, right? Yesterday, right? Backend to database try to update the records by using curl command. After that, like yesterday, you created front end, right? For Spring Boot, you can also create front end also. So tomorrow I'll show one project end to end through Docker only without Kubernetes involvement by using Docker Compose file. Easy way. Okay. Any one of the projects, Spring Boot or this one. Same thing we can go for. Yeah, npm install -pm2. After that, pm to start. Okay. Whatever the file you are going to, what is the name you want to give for the backend? So backend is there, right? Now Docker run -dt. What is the port number, guys? I'm just giving 8480. Docker ps. You can see Docker entry point is 2 seconds ago. This is running fine. How to access now? 84. Will it work or not? 84, huh? Hello response getting. But backend is not connected to database. You can run curl command. The database I haven't. So this backend instead I have added a small logic, right? Hello response. You are getting. So if you want, you can see backend inside we have added a small response here. Index.js. See this response you are getting. So while connecting time, everywhere we are using what here? .env, .env, .env. But .env inside wrong credentials are there. So this backend is not possible to connect database. So after that is what now? Front-end code inside what you can do? After run the backend, public IP place, port number. Go to public here, src. So if you can go to src, here src inside, pages inside, config.js inside. What you need to give here? Public IP of the server, backend IP, backend port of the 84. Right or not? So this front-end server connected to front-end container connected to back-end container through 84 port. Clear now? Both are communicating because of bridge network. Clear now? So try this. First deploy RDS, then backend, then front-end. Before deploy front-end, change the IP and port number of backend server, backend container. Clear now? So give a try and let me know. And very important thing, you should first install this test.sql script. Clear or not? This one. After create RDS, you need to run this. Why? Database is important. Test database creating from this script only. Understand? Otherwise, your backend code says that go to test database and insert the records. But test database is not exist means it will throw an error, right? So first run this script after first create RDS, step number 1. Then run the test.sql, step number 2. Then go to update the credentials in .env and run the backend Docker file, step number 3. Next, take the public IP of the server and port number backend port and give into the front-end code inside, run the front-end Docker file. That's it. Total 5 changes. Let me write here. Understand the Docker file, okay? Docker file we have written from the same commands what we executed manually only. But here Docker file instructions are different, right? We are giving instructions. Now first create RDS. Execute test.sql script. If you create private, you have to connect from instance, bash and host, right? Next, update the RDS details into backend directory inside .env file. Host name, username, password. Don't give in the codes host name. Next, run build Docker image for backend. So now backend RDS will communicate. You want front end, right? And take the public IP or private IP, public IP and port number, update front-end code inside client inside src inside pages inside config.js inside, give the public IP and port number, backend running port number. build front end also, front end Docker file, and then access EC2 public IP. Front end port 80, right? So directly it will access. So today, please complete everyone this project. So many Docker files, Node.js, Spring Boot, Python, many Docker files are coming, MySQL. So clear na guys? Thanks. Okay. Thank you. Bye.